Reality of Australian student agencies. When you come to student agency for a first time, you will find that most of the services are free. Agents are generally happy, enthusiastic, and friendly people. Yet some people tells you that they are useless and undependable. There are also all kinds of scary stories about how some agent screwed up visa application, or picked terrible school. So where is the truth? Student agent are people like everyone else, so they have their agendas like everyone else. I'm going to tell you why our student agency is useful, as well as the agendas, misconceptions, and things that you should look out for when dealing with an agent. Most students arrive to Australia with assistance of a student agency of some kind. Agency helped you acquire visa, accommodation, and in some cases work. They also provide some information about life in Australia. Student agencies can be very helpful, especially in the beginning. However, you need to realize that they are a business organization. The mission is to provide help to students, but the main goal is make money. Also, the agency that set up your visa at home country is a different business entity than the one you're dealing with in Australia. Simply put, all the money you pay for agency fees in your home country stays in your home country. Student agents are good people and genuinely trying to advise students. Figuring out all the startup paperwork like bank accounts, tax file number, ABN, as well as licensing like white card or RSA can be very overwhelming when you're new to Australia. And you do need to sort these out pretty quickly. However, when it comes to school selection, there is always an agenda. There is a famous business expression: there is no such thing as free lunch. Most student agencies are free or have only small fee, and their income is generated from commissions on school fees and rent. Accommodation through student agency is usually quite cheap, and they generally don't own the properties, so not much money there. That leaves the school fees. Question: should I pay my fees directly to school? Answer: absolutely not. Agency signing up hundreds of students, so they have a discounted rate for school fees as a reward. Discounts varies from school to school. However, if you go to school directly, they will ask you for full price, and it won't be open for negotiation. The system has been worked out quite fairly. The only issue is that selecting the most suitable school for you is not responsibility of your agent. You need to do your research. If all you come with is, I just want some cheap and easy school, agent will pick a college that offers the biggest discount. Everything else is just talk to make you feel good. I'm going to give you a complete guide on how to choose the right school in my next video. Another misconception that most student agencies say is, when selecting a second school you have to pick higher level of education, because it is a requirement from immigration. Truth of the matter is that, yes, you should continue to higher level of study in your chosen field of education. However, you can continue with same, or even lower level if you choose different field of education, and your agent can provide sufficient justification for such decision. It was very common practice among international students to go from one business diploma to another, and another one after that, studying the same thing over and over again, just changing college. Such practice was very convenient for students, but from the government perspective, international students coming to Australia to study, even reality is of course quite the opposite. Unfortunately, if you are a politician, saying we are bringing cheap workforce to Australia doesn't sound as good as Australia's world-class education provider. There is also the business side of it. Higher level of education costs more money, and therefore more tax for government. Introducing such regulation create a win-win situation for Australian government. Nevertheless, because most students who signed up for business-related education go for diploma or advanced diploma level, because that is up to 2 years of study, and therefore up to 2 years of visa. But most of the really useful fields of education starts at level of certificate 3 or 4. That is the reason why students can go to same or lower level of education. Simply put, if you study diploma in business and want to change to fitness, hospitality, or tourism, you can. If your agent tells you otherwise, it's time to find different student agency.